What truly unsettles people isn't yelling, arguing, or even harsh words, it's silence. But not just any silence. It's the silence that comes from a man who knows exactly who he is. A man who doesn't flinch, doesn't over-explain, doesn't chase. The kind of silence that radiates strength. It confuses people, especially those who expect drama, especially those who expected control. The silence is powerful because it signals something rare: emotional discipline. Imagine this. Two men fall for the same woman. She begins to pull away, her tone shifts, her replies get slower, her interest fades. The first man can't take it. He spirals. He floods her with messages, tries to be extra sweet, starts asking what went wrong. He's grasping, begging, doing everything to make her stay. His value starts to shrink in her eyes, not because he isn't good enough, but because he's not grounded. He's reacting from fear. The second man, he feels the same pain, but his response is completely different. He notices the distance, but he doesn't force anything. He doesn't chase or beg for answers. He doesn't even bring it up. He simply shifts his energy back to himself. He focuses on his routine, his goals, his peace. His silence isn't passive, it's active. It speaks for him, and she notices, not immediately, but eventually. She starts wondering why he didn't respond the way she expected. Did he not care? Was he stronger than she thought? The silence starts to echo. Her mind fills in the blanks. That's the thing, silence makes people uncomfortable because it forces them to sit with themselves. It takes power away from drama and gives it to the calm. The man who can remain centered when everything feels uncertain doesn't just protect his peace, he becomes magnetic. When you react emotionally, you give your power away, plain and simple. The moment you let someone else's actions determine your emotional state, you've handed them control. Especially in relationships, this is where most men fall apart. A woman pulls away, acts differently, stops texting like she used to, and suddenly, you're in panic mode. Your mind goes into overdrive, thinking of what you did wrong, trying to find the right words to fix it, hoping that if you just explain yourself or show her how much you care, things will go back to how they were. But it doesn't work like that. The more you react, the more you chase, the more you reveal that your emotions are tethered to her attention. That kind of energy doesn't attract, it repels. Because neediness is loud, desperation is loud, and neither commands respect. The men who are truly respected don't chase validation. They don't beg for attention. They operate from a place of inner strength. When something shifts, they notice it, but they don't collapse. They don't lose themselves trying to fix what's already falling apart. Instead, they observe, they assess. And if they're being disrespected or devalued, they quietly step back and move forward. That's power. That's control. And ironically, that's what draws people back in. Because silence isn't weakness, it's clarity. When you don't react the way someone expects you to, it creates tension. It makes them reflect. Why didn't he get upset? Why didn't he try to fix it? That confusion becomes curiosity. That curiosity turns into attraction. But by then, the man has already elevated. He's not playing games. He's just not willing to lose himself over someone else. The strongest move isn't proving your worth to her, it's refusing to question your worth at all. At some point, every man faces it: the sudden shift in tone, the subtle withdrawal, the unexpected coldness from a woman he thought was fully present. And instantly, confusion sets in. You wonder what you did wrong. You want to fix it, but what most men don't Understand is that this shift isn't always personal. More often than not, it's a test, not a game, not manipulation and instinct. Women are wired to seek out strength, emotional stability, and security, and to find that, they test. They push boundaries, pull back slightly, or say something provocative not to hurt you, but to see who you really are when things get uncomfortable. It's not about what you say when everything is good. It's about who you are when everything feels uncertain. That's what they pay attention to. That's what they remember. Most men fail the test without even knowing it. They start questioning everything, doubting themselves, chasing the approval they think they lost. They seek reassurance, validation, and in doing so show that their confidence is fragile. But a man who is rooted in himself doesn't flinch. He doesn't need to over-explain. He doesn't try to win her back with flowers or words. He simply remains grounded, unshaken, calm, because real strength is not in dominance, it's in composure. If a woman can throw you off with a slight change in energy, how can she trust you when life really gets hard? That's what she's testing for. She wants to know, can I feel safe with this man, even when things aren't perfect? So don't fail the test. When she pulls back, don't chase. When she questions, don't scramble. Let your steadiness speak louder than your words. That's the man she respects. That's the man she can truly trust. Closure is one of the most deceptive things we chase after when someone pulls away from us. It feels like if we could just get that one last conversation, that one honest explanation, we'd finally have peace. But the truth is, closure isn't something someone gives you, it's something you create for yourself. Most of the time, when you say you need closure, what you really mean is you want them to take the pain away. You want them to make you feel better about what happened, to validate your emotions, to offer some magic sentence that makes the rejection easier to accept. But it never works like that. Even if they tell you why, even if they explain everything, it still won't undo the way it made you feel. You'll still have to deal with the fact that it happened. So instead of chasing answers, choose clarity. Choose to accept what is. If someone truly cared about your emotional well-being, they wouldn't have left you in confusion. They wouldn't have caused you to question your worth. Waiting for a person who hurt you to make you feel whole again only keeps you stuck in the same cycle. It hands them power they don't deserve. Real healing starts when you stop needing something from them. It begins when you shift your focus away from their actions and back to your own. What can you learn? How can you grow? Who are you becoming through this? That's the real path forward. You don't need closure. You need direction. You need purpose. You need self-respect. Let silence be the answer you never got. Let their absence be all the proof you need. And let your own growth become the only closure that truly matters. Because nothing says, I've moved on, louder than building a life so good you no longer care why they left. Pain is one of life's greatest teachers, but only if you choose to learn from it. When someone walks away, asks you, or leaves you feeling broken, you're standing at a crossroads. You can either let it consume you, let it turn you bitter, obsessed, stuck, or you can let it fuel you. Most guys fall into the trap of clinging to the past. They replay every conversation, stalk her social media, compare themselves to whoever came after. They waste weeks, months, sometimes years hoping she'll come back or that one day she'll regret it. But regret isn't what you should be chasing. Growth is. Because the truth is, the most powerful revenge isn't making her miss you, it's becoming someone she couldn't even reach anymore as she tried. Use the pain as a catalyst. Channel it into your workouts, your business, your goals. Become a man with vision, with purpose, with drive so intense that no heartbreak can derail it. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" start asking, "How can I use this to become better?" Let every bit of rejection become fuel for transformation. The gym becomes your therapy, the grind becomes your escape, and little by little, you begin to rise. You start building a version of yourself that's sharper, more focused, more powerful than ever before. And here's the irony: when she sees that you're thriving, when she realizes you didn't fall apart without her, she will think twice. But by then, you'll be too far ahead to look back. You won't need closure. You won't need validation. You'll have something better: self-mastery. That's when you know you've truly leveled up, not when she wants you again, but when you no longer want her at all, because you've become the man the pain was trying to shape all along.